After Trump won the 2024 election, Joy Reid's viewership fell by about half, and she got canned from her own show. And in fact, she's off the network completely. She has a teary meltdown. Let's get into it.
Show had value, and that I'm sorry that that what I was doing had value. Had value. And in the end, I'm sorry, I try not to cry on TV. And I think this is kind of like me on TV. So I
She's indulging it. She's enjoying it. Yeah, you liar. Yeah, you love crying.
apologize. And that it
Professional
and that it
victim.
mattered. I see Karen is there, and she's been texting me as well. And so what I will just say is that in the end, thank you. Where I land is that the moment that of guilt that I felt, that I went hard on so many issues, whether it was the Black Lives Matter issues of a young baby or a mom.
She's not repentant at all. She's not saying sorry for all of her bad takes. Again, predicting that Trump was going to lose, making an ass out of herself.
Or dad that was killed, or when we opened up people's eyes to the fact that Asian Americans were being targeted, and not just Black folks, that or went hard for immigrants who've done nothing but come to this country like my parents did.
Well, that's a euphemistic way to say it, huh? He didn't do nothing. He didn't do nothing.
And try to make a life and defended them. Or whether we've talked about what the president is doing that is subversive to the Constitution, that is injurious to our liberty,
Buddy, you're not that smart just because you say injurious, okay? I mean, if you were smart, you'd grow out your hair at least, if you can. Have you seen the wig she's used in the past? Okay, maybe I'll take it back.
defending
Wear a hat.
books that people find inconvenient, that Nicole Hannah Jones put into our spirit, that we need to understand
Who?
1619 as the real founding of this country.
Just complete liberal dog. I'm honestly surprised she has a husband. Could it be a beard? I don't know what he looks like. Was it the guy that gave her the tissues, that black dude? Does this not give off lesbian vibes, buddy? Come
Whether
on.
it's talking about any of these issues, and yes, whether it's talking about Gaza.
No wonder you were fired from her show. You can't even make eye contact with the camera. She's like, it's like if I were talking like this. It's like, what?
And the fact that we as the American people have a right to object, to little babies being bombed. And
dude, I swear to God, this is like a more deranged Kamala Harris. This is like if Kamala Harris were like a lesbian loser. Complete victim, cry talking, acts like she's drunk, complete victim narrative, leftist dogma, crying all the time. Kamala's only like the luxury stove version of this chick, honestly. Joy Reid. Sheesh.
And where I come down on that is I'm not sorry. I am not sorry that I stood up for those things, because those
Suffer, bitch. Yeah, and that's why you were fired. Yeah, don't walk it back then. But you're walking into the unemployment line, and it's going to be a long line because a lot of people like you, the Jake Tappers of the world, are getting laid off. They're having their shows moved to the midnight time slots. And so you guys are getting absolutely felt it.
things are of God. And
Wait, what?
up for those things, because those things are of God.
Yeah. Now screw you. I hate this chick. Really? Really? You're gonna pull that card? Yeah, Black Lives Matter, illegal aliens, the plight of these people. Oh, it's of God. I mean, this is like literally the Down syndrome version of like Pope Francis sweeping it up for illegals and being anti-deportation, saying it's like a sin or something. Leftist BS, frankly. And these leftist Christians are some of the worst. People would complain about the Westboro Baptists, and sure, they went too far. But back in the day, they were at least more sensible as compared to this chick. Okay, she's saying, oh yeah, no, literally breaking the law and the sovereignty of the country is of God, and me defending it is of God, as if you're some sort of prophet. Okay, and you're not. Come on.
And I'm a church girl too, and
No, you're not. Look at you. What kind of church? Okay, and I will give Satanists a bone here. Okay, the average Luciferian, I'm assuming, does not look as dysgenic as Joy Reid. Okay, they're hedonists and they're sinful, but at least they want to look attractive, usually. And this chick is just in the self-hatred mode of thought. I mean, this is like slam poetry, average chick hours. I mean, this is what it looks like. This appearance is hideous. What guy could get it up for this chick? I mean, I'm telling you, it's like a closeted gay guy married to this chick. It's the only way it makes sense to me.
those
Okay, credit to Michelle Obama, assuming it's a woman. Way rather Michelle Obama than Joy Reid. I'll go on the record as saying
are
that.
the things that I was taught were
Assuming it's a girl.
of God. And so I'm not sorry. I'm just proud of my show. My show.
You're proud of, you mean the show you don't have? I'm proud of my canceled project. Bruh. Okay, so we have some receipts against Joy Reid from the past where she was on a high because Trump was out of power, I think, and she still had hair apparently.
There's
Let's
a
see.
thing about both white vigilantism and white tears, particularly male white tears. really white tears in general, because that's what Karens are, right? They Karen out, and then as soon as they get caught, it's like, green waterworks. White men can get away with that too, and it has the same effect.
My show had value, and that
Let's go. Suffer Joy. Let's go. I love it. This tweet really explains a lot here, chat. Joy Reid's viewership on MSNBC was in serious decline. On February 20th of 2025, the readout apparently was only having 778,000 total viewers. Okay. And only 60,000 of which were between the key demographic of 25 to 54-year-olds. Okay. Now, think about it. Less than 800K per night. I mean, there are literal live streamers with bigger audiences that, or rather, there are YouTubers that get a lot more eyes on their channel on a given day than even her, and she's supposed to be the big anchor. The average nincompoop on Fox, you get the B team, and they get more viewership than Joy Reid. It's sad. It's pathetic. You love to see it. But the people that were watching her did not love to see it. I'll tell you that. All right, let's do one last clip just to give you another example of why she should have not been on TV to begin with. Let's go.
I got into Harvard only because of affirmative action. I went.
What is self-own as a minority, okay? And it's kind of related to me because my father went to MIT, and a lot of people, like a lot of angry white people would assume like, oh, it's because of affirmative action. It's like, no, you had to get a 4.0 GPA in high school. You had to have all these extracurriculars. You had to do all this sort of stuff, essay, whatever, to get into a prestigious school. And this chick has the lack of self-awareness to be like, I went to school only because of affirmative. That sucks. You suck. That's like saying I was only in a group full of cool people because the PE teacher assigned the groups and I got lucky. I mean, it's like, no, dude. Or you were picked because people felt bad for you. During sports, you pick like the loser kid on purpose, not at the end so that he doesn't feel bad about himself or as a joke between all the cool guys. That's basically what she's saying about herself. Affirmative action. If I were a minority in school because of the affirmative action, I would just lie about it because it makes you look like a stupid person compared to the white people and the Jews and the Asians and the other high performers in school.
To a school no one had ever heard of in Denver, Colorado, in a small suburb. I didn't go to Exeter or Andover. I didn't have college test prep. I just happened to be really nerdy and smart and have really good grades and good SAT.
That doesn't really even make sense because if you were that, then you wouldn't need affirmative action if you were smart enough to get a really good SAT score or have a 4.0 GPA.
Scores, right. But someone
You were smart and nerdy? What makes you smart? I mean, come on. Like the average professor at the University of Arizona is more intelligent than Joy Reid by far.
Came to Denver, Colorado to look for me.
This chick would have a hard time, would be stressed out of her mind running the drive-thru at a Dairy Queen. Okay, folks?
Harvard recruiter flew to Denver, and I met up with her at the Village Inn restaurant and did a pre-interview to pull me into Harvard. I was pulled in, and
That's not making, okay, mind you, this is the context about the affirmative action decision by the Supreme Court a few years ago. This is the antithesis to your whole point, man. It just makes it look so stupid. I was pulled into Harvard. Yeah, and you should have been sent the hell out. What the fuck? I'm surprised she even graduated, to be honest.
And the schools like Harvard and Yale that I got into affirmatively. Yes. And it was literally not.
This fucking dork on the left. What's this guy's name? I don't want to know.
Unqualified person.
What a dork. What a creepy person, man.
Harvard. Yes. We're going to take a very qualified person.
You know, when these liberals talk about white tears and they hate white men, why don't you just hate the guy on the left? Okay, this guy's a creep. I mean, I'm assuming. He probably does not get any action. But I mean, anyways.
We would never.
Oh, it's Chris Hayes. I'm such an idiot. Okay, maybe I'm the affirmative action guy.
Existed and put them in Harvard. I had never had anyone question whether I was intelligent until I got to Harvard.
Because they didn't want you to be like feisty and like fucking kill them or something. Okay, why would anybody say, yeah, you're not intelligent? You don't really say that. You say, yeah, affirmatively, this person's smart. You don't go, this person's not quite intelligent. Who the fuck talks like that?
And it was a defining point of my experience there. It's why I really was one of the many reasons I was miserable there my freshman year. Yeah. You felt completely out of place and people keep...
Because you are. Because you fucking are.
...telling you shouldn't be here, and yet... Some of the people...
Mind you, I'm not giving her crap because she's like a minority in Harvard. I'm pretty sure Obama went to Harvard Law. And he must have fit in enough because he was smart and he was a good articulate person. Whereas with her, it's like, dude, you do not belong here, man. I mean, it's like if you put me in the Arizona Cardinals, it's like, bro, you're too out of shape. You can't run a 440. I mean, what the hell are you here for? And you might say, oh, I feel out of place compared to like the 6'5", 300-pound offensive lineman. And it's like, yes, you should be. You don't belong here, but like, be lucky you're even here. Don't be complaining about the vibes, okay? You don't deserve a vibe.
I went to school with were far less smart than me or the other black folk there. They got in because their daddy and their granddaddy.
Bullshit. Dude, I bet you the average Nepo baby white guy in Harvard, who's like daddy, like Bush, got them into the school, would still be more intelligent. George W. Bush is definitely more intelligent than Joy Reid. By far. And you could have said, well, he got into this nice school because of his daddy, like Yale. Okay, yeah, probably, but still.
To school with somebody whose name was on one of the buildings. You're going to school with people whose
That's so stupid. Okay, how many anecdotes of those can you really get? How many buildings does Harvard have? I mean, we're talking about thousands of students, I'm pretty sure, every year at Harvard. It's not like there's going to be 1,000 buildings with everybody's like grandfather's name on them. I mean, come on.
names are on the buildings, who are third and fourth generation legacies, whose parents pumped money into Harvard to get them in. But that affirmative action is okay with this majority.
Oh, whatever. Suffer joy. She feels no joy, and we enjoy that, baby. Corny enough. Gotta wrap up the video. Like the video if you liked it. Subscribe if you want more content like this. Comment down below, and I'll read all of them, and I'll see y'all on the next one. Adios.